Welcome back, fellow game developers. Today, we're picking up right where we left off in Lesson 2. Now, in Chapter 3 of our Roblox Studio journey, we'll dive into the Roblox Physics engine, the powerhouse behind how objects move in our games. If you want a working door or moving fan in your world, this is where physics come in. The physics engine is responsible for determining how a part, whether it is a brick, wedge, sphere, or cylinder, moves in the Roblox game. The engine mimics real-life physics, making it easy to create physics-based contraptions such as working cabinets or moving doors. We'll set up motors, hinges, and springs and tweak their properties to control their behaviors in the game today. But before we jump into building doors and fans, let's grasp the fundamentals first. That would be attachments and constraints. Attachments are where objects are connected to a part and are parented to that part, whereas constraints, on the other hand, connects two attachments together and are vital for mechanical constructions. So now that you know what attachment and constraints are, let's move on to our first task, which is to create a hanging part. Create two parts, one above the other. Anchor the top one and leave the bottom one unanchored. Enable constraint details from the Model tab to make constraint creation easier. Select Rod Constraint from the Create button's drop-down menu. Click the bottom of the top brick and then the top of the lower brick. And just like that, you've created a rod constraint. Playtest your game to see the unanchored part hanging from the anchored one. If you want players to interact with objects like doors, they should collide with them. The Can Collide property decides whether a part collides with others or lets them pass through. Two settings define this property. When enabled, Can Collide ensures players and parts collide with the object. When disabled, players and parts can move through the object. So, to create a realistic moving door for players to interact with and to push it open, you must turn Can Collide back on. Otherwise, players will just walk through the door instead of it swinging open. In our next task, we'll use a hinge to open the door and a spring to make it close automatically. But first, what exactly is a hinge? For this, let's look into hinge constraints. Hinge constraints allow two attachments to rotate about one axis. You can use it for doors, cabinets, and more. Hinge constraints can be even used as a motor. It constrains the x-axis of the two attachments so that they point in the same direction. The only way to change the rotation is to rotate the attachment themselves. Now that you have a clearer understanding of what hinges are, let's continue on our next task, building a swinging door. Use two parts for a door frame and the door itself, keeping them aligned with the snap to grid. Anchor the door frame but not the door. Move the door away, place the attachments for the door hinges. Select Hinge from the Create button's drop-down menu in the Model tab. Add hinge attachments, one inside the left frame and one on the door's right side, where the hinge should be. For each attachment, we need to rotate the yellow arrow pointing downwards, which will enable the swinging movement you need for the door. Once you have added the hinge, move the door back where it belongs. Scale the door down so that there's a tiny gap between the door frame and the door. Otherwise, the door may just stick, just like in real life. Playtest to try out your door. As you can see, the door is spinning at 360 degrees, which is not like how a door spins in real life. So, this is where we will change a property in the next segment called Limits Angle to make the door spinning more realistic. Set constraints to prevent the door from spinning out on its own axis by enabling Limits Enable and setting lower angle to -80 and upper angle to 80. A hinge opening adds to the door's realism. And you can complete the effect with an automatic spring closure. Spring constraints applies a force to its attachments based on the strings and dampen behavior. This constraint works much like a real-life spring, where there's a resting distance, and if the attachments are further than that distance, the spring will pull them together. If they are closer than that distance, the spring will push them apart. Click Create and select Spring from the available constraints. Select Spring from the Constraints menu. Click to add a spring attachment from the left side of the door to the exterior door frame. Create a second spring attachment by clicking the existing attachment just made on the door and then selecting the exterior door frame on the opposite side. Test your new door when finished. Make the springs invisible by unchecking the visible option in Properties. Create a realistic spring closure effect by setting dampening to 850 and stiffness to 2850. Let's use what you have learned to build a fan with a working motor. There isn't a separate constraint for motor, but you can use the same hinge constraint you have used earlier in this lesson by changing its property settings. Now, onto our final task to create a motorized fan. Assemble a fan with parts, anchoring the base but not the blades. Move the fan away from the base for easy attachment placement.
But wait, before we continue, I'm going to show you how to union two parts together. First, have your two parts or more ready. Then, select the two parts and go to the Model tab and click Union. And just like that, both parts or more will be joined together. This is useful if you want to make your fan's blades out of many parts and not just one, because unioning them together effectively combines that many parts you have selected into one union part.
Add hinge attachments, one on the base and one on the other back of the fan, ensuring that they are aligned. Select the hinge constraint in the Explorer and set actuator type to motor. Adjust angular velocity to control the spin speed, for example, 0.6 radians per second. Increase the speed or change the direction by tweaking angular velocity. If you want it in reverse, you can use a negative value. Set motor max torque to 100,000. Here's a tip if the motor doesn't work. You can try again by removing the attachments and hinge and re-adding them. And as with the door, the problem may be that you didn't align the attachments correctly. So, you should always be mindful of the placement. Now that you've mastered the art of attachments, constraints, and physics, apply these skills to create interactive experiences in your games.
Now that we have come to the end of today's tutorial, there are 3 exercises you should do to try what was taught in the video. Your first exercise will be to try to recreate the hanging part demonstrated earlier on in the video. For your second exercise, now it's time to use all the knowledge you've gained through this lesson to create your very own swinging door. Let your imagination run wild. And lastly, for your third exercise, try to create a working motor that spins a fan, just like how it was demonstrated earlier on in the video. Challenge yourself to make it as detailed as possible.
But before we wrap up, make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting Roblox Studio lessons. Stay tuned for Chapter 4, where we'll dive into the fascinating world of terrain editing. Until then, happy game developing!